Hello, and welcome back to Bootstrap Biz Advice. If this is your first time here, my name is LaShonda Brown. I am the tech educator, YouTube coach, and speaker here. And I just wanted to do this live stream to celebrate the incredible women that I had the opportunity to coach this past 3 months on YouTube. So if you guys have been watching me on my channel, you know I'd like to take you behind the scenes and share my journey with you. And so I'm going to give each one of them an opportunity to talk about their journey, what they do. And I really want to emphasize this point. Every single person that I had the pleasure of coaching is an expert. And I think that is just so rare because what happened is as we were talking through the process of YouTube, I got to learn from them as well. So now I am a huge fan of what they do. And so as we continue to create, I know we're going to continue to support each other. So we are going to have a chance to talk with Lex, to talk with Kaitlin, to talk with Akua, and then we are going to end with a little celebratory, everybody on screen, just a little boomerang moment. And then we're going to launch them out of the nest so that you guys can go and support their channels. So thank you again so much for being here. If you do want to work with me, you guys can always reach out to me on my website. You can go to lashondabrown.com/coaching. I'm super excited about having some more channels to work with. The funny thing is my husband actually wants to be coached as well. So I will keep you in the loop because he wants to start his own channel again. And so that will be a very interesting experience. So he may also be a coaching client one day as well. But this has just been so much fun to get back into the coaching and consulting world, to be able to walk alongside some incredible people doing amazing things online. So without further ado, I am going to bring up my first guest, which is Lex, to talk about her channel. So I will add her to the stream and feel free to ask any questions you may have, but we are just going to talk about what you can expect on her channel and what she happens to do for a living. All right, Lex, welcome to the stream.
Your husband is going to get, I love that you're just like, you know what? I think I might need this.
And I think it was funny because when he said it, he's like, should I just walk upstairs or do I need to get on Zoom in the basement?
Do I need to apply?
You know? So it's a whole thing and it makes total sense. We actually, fun fact, there is, I think it's still on the internet, there is a YouTube channel that is basically our home movie channel of us playing board games. And it's called Pumper Jones Tabletop Gaming Network. That was a phase of life. Amazing. And I remember we shot one video where we were playing this hand-painted game because we're that nerdy. We literally painted the pieces. And I just got the urge to turn the fog machine on like halfway through the game. I just thought it would add ambiance. I mean, I was very invested in the lore. And we were in our studio at the time. And I remember hearing the smoke alarm go off. And I'm like, well, I guess a smoke alarm doesn't know the difference between smoke and fog. And so I literally had to walk out and tell the firefighters, no fire. Just a board game.
Just ambiance.
Just ambiance. And my husband never stopped filming. And that's one of the top videos on the channel.
I bet it is. That's amazing.
Yeah. So there is your fun fact. So if you ever felt like, you know, you weren't professional enough to be on YouTube, just know there's a video of me setting off a smoke alarm playing a board game on the internet. So all that being said, welcome, Lex.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm like honored to be here, LaShonda.
Oh my goodness. It's so fun, like having someone else on the screen, because you guys know I talk to myself a lot. So I really want you to do a deep dive into what you do for the people you serve on the internet. So we're going to start there.
So my passion is in helping people figure out their own marketing playbook. We get fed a lot of recipes about how we should sell ourselves. We get told stories about how we need to be on social media, how we should do this and that. We should be conference speaking. We should be podcasting. We should be blogging. We get fed this kind of big company roadmap for marketing our business. And I like helping people peel it back to things that are going to feel right for them, to things that are going to lead to results, and that are going to feel sustainable for the long term. So that's why my channel is called Low Energy Leads, because I don't think you need to be doing everything. I don't think you need to be spinning a bunch of plates. And the way that we figure that out is by testing, tracking, and tuning what's going to work for you, what's going to yield results, what's going to feel right for you that you can keep up and find joy in, right? Joyful marketing is what we want. We don't want you to feel forced to sell yourself. That's going to suck. And you're not going to stay in that very long as a small business.
And I am just, because I know behind the scenes, I am so excited about the series that you're doing because we were talking about doing a series on a specific topic. And Lex decided she was going to do a deep dive into networking for introverts. And when I tell you, it has just been amazing watching people lose their mind of the series. Like, I think, did the second part of the series go live today?
Yeah, 2 out of 3.
Okay. Yeah, and so it's a wonderful resource for people, and I was really inspired by the collaborative nature of how you put it together, really asking advice from different people who are thriving in what they're doing to comment on this topic. And so I just want to encourage you guys, first and foremost, to go check out her channel, and I'll share it in the description, but I'll also share it on screen at some point, so that you guys can see that, yes, you're going to be learning from Lex, but you are also such a connector. Like, if I had to put like one label on you, it's like Lex and connection is like hand in hand. You are always bringing people together, connecting them with resources, connecting them with people. And so I think this series is going to be something that people will share and share and share as time goes on, because it is just so comprehensive to help people. But I know that you could have been anywhere on the internet, and you have been on different platforms. So why were you interested specifically in starting a YouTube channel?
So I used to work in tech. I used to work in growth for big tech companies, for startups that were scaling pretty fast. And in that realm, I did a lot of public speaking. So I did a lot of conference touring. I did guest podcasting. I actually was a guest on many YouTube videos. And I started looking into some of those things when I moved into this phase of my business. And I was like, oh, actually, these YouTube videos that I was in, they did pretty well. And I got a good amount of leads from some of them. And I still hear about them to this day, even though some of them were like 8 years old at this point. And public speaking, as you know, has changed so much in the last 3 years. And I still needed that way to get face to face with my audience. And so YouTube gives me that opportunity to really show up, like explain who I am, show people how I think and work, and show them. I love to do exercises. So if you come over to my channel, you'll see how I sort of workshop things. And I think that's just really hard to do in other mediums. It's hard to do that on Instagram. You know, it's hard to do that in just audio format. So YouTube made the most sense for that.
And I think that's one thing that I am so excited that you do on your channel, because it's like I have like a whole routine. I tell people, I'm like, okay, on Friday, I go get my flowers. And like while I'm driving, I'm listening to Lex's Growth Gym and I'm learning different techniques. It's hard because I can't really look at it while I'm driving. But at the same time, I think you having that live component, it also really showcases you as an educator. And I really want to just sit on that for a minute, because I don't think you understand the magnitude of how good you are at teaching. You are taking high level concepts and you're making them so accessible for people, bringing them knowledge that previously was not really readily available on the internet, and breaking it down in such a way where it's easier to implement and it's not so scary to test things out. You know, you don't have to know from day one, is everything going to work out perfectly, because you have a model for what it looks like to test. And so I know that your experimentation live streams are part of what you do on the channel, but you also have that podcast component. So can we talk a bit more about what's the type of content people can expect if they go to Low Energy Leads?
Yeah. With the podcast, I do 3 types of episodes. So I do breakdowns where I focus in on one channel or a method that you can use in marketing. So some things I've covered there are like what to do when your marketing goes all wrong. Email experiments that I've run. The networking series is an example of that. So we get really tactical. How can you go about doing this? And what are some low energy ways to experiment with it, try it on for size? The second thing that I do is tool reviews. So I'll do breakdowns of tools. I've done a couple of those around analytics and around a tool called Senja that I love for reviews. And then the third one is case studies. So I interview people. I interview 2 types of people who either have really interesting ways that they get leads, or people who specialize in a certain marketing tactic that I think people should get to know more about. And then as a bonus to that, I have the live stream on Friday, which is really where I show off what I do inside my marketing membership program, Growth Trackers.
Now we have to give a little plug into what is Growth Trackers and what can people expect in there.
Growth Trackers is my membership for creatives who are working on making smarter marketing bets. They are detoxing from the big company playbook that they've been handed. They're writing their own script for how they want to market their business. And so they're experimenting with different channels, audiences, and messages. And we do that through live sessions. And an example of that you can see inside the Growth Gym. I give a little taste of what we do inside the program there.
I love that, friend. And I have one last question before I let you go. What would you say to someone who is interested in YouTube coaching with me?
Run, don't walk. Your husband better get that application in. It is one of the best investments I've ever made in my business. I had a creator here in Atlanta say to me the other day, he was like, he's a YouTuber as well. And he was like, wow, I think I need to get some, better camera equipment. And I was like, no, you need to spend that money on LaShonda Brown, because she will unlock so much about how to speak to your audience, about what you should cover. LaShonda, you just helped me really unblock some of the pitfalls I get stuck in when it comes to like the topics, the ways that I could partner with other companies. You're the reason that I'm flourishing and that this channel has already provided so much value to me, even though I only have 164 subscribers. I'm hearing about it all the time. It's helping people get to know me, and it's already proven its value in leads and sales for me.
I'm just like, you just get it done, Lex. Honestly, I just remember the first time that we met, because I had seen your name in like comments and you were so supportive. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to finally meet her face to face. And I just thought, man, this woman is a powerhouse. And so like, honestly, like I keep hearing, especially within the Groove community, it's so beautiful watching people like, oh, have you heard of Lex? Oh, have you been to her YouTube channel? Oh. And so I think what's so great, and you spoke to it so well, is like, even if you have a small YouTube channel, I think other platforms, when you're in those early stages, you've got your 10, your mom, your dad, you've got that small audience, and you think, okay, well, there's not a ton of benefit because I'm so small, but it's like, you're already seeing a benefit with a small audience. You take that size and put it on Instagram, and it's like, I don't know if this is helpful. But on YouTube, it is really, really helpful to get your name out and to really help introduce you to your target market. So honestly, like I am waiting for you to blow up. Like I see your little headshot on Send Us Stuff, and I'm like, there she is on the internet, thriving. And I just think like, oh my goodness, this is just the beginning, because I really feel like watching your growth during this time, I've really seen you like settling in to your channel. I think before you were definitely creating content, and now it's just the flow is so good. The interviews are impeccable. The standalone episodes are phenomenal. And I'm just so proud of you. I genuinely am so proud of you. And so I want to go ahead and share what it looks like for people to find you on YouTube. You guys can go right now to Low Energy Leads on YouTube and check Lex out. Again, I will link to this in the description. That series I was talking about is right at the top. You'll see that networking for introverts, but there's so much more. And I really do think if you are finding yourself in a position where you're testing out marketing strategies and you're like, I feel like there's a better way. I'm just throwing stuff at the wall, hoping for the best. I think there's a method to this madness, and I would encourage you to check out Lex's channel. And also, you do have a freebie, and I love what you offer for free to your audience. So can we talk about what you offer on your channel?
Yeah, I'm curious what you think my freebie is, but
I think your freebie is your newsletter. But I mean, what would you think your freebie is?
So I have a reverse freebie. So you subscribe to my newsletter, which is I think the only call to action on the channel. And when you do that, you get a surprise freebie that you didn't expect, which is my marketing experimentation starter kit.
So surprise, guys, you should subscribe to the newsletter. And there's more and more value there waiting for you. So Lex, I'm going to bring you back up at the end. But for now, I just want to say thank you so much for choosing me for this part in your journey. And this isn't goodbye. It's just,
I was going to say, I'm not ready to leave the nest. So I'm just going to stay. That's okay. I'll just stay here.
There's always a spot for you for sure. Well, I'm going to go ahead and bring up Kaitlin next, but we will see you at the end of the stream. Hi, friend. How are
Hi
you?
there.
I've got to say, I really love having like multiple guests on the live stream because it's like this fun experience of bringing in different voices. So thank you so much for taking the time. What time is it for you in the UK?
So it is 6 o'clock over here. So this is
Okay,
a
cool.
nice little pre-evening live stream for me.
Okay, awesome. So I believe if I think back, we got connected because of Jess, I believe. I think that's how we first found out about each other. So I want to give you an opportunity because I feel like you have a very fun origin story to just share with people what you provide to folks on the internet. So we'll start there.
Yes, absolutely. So I believe we met over a year ago when you came in and gave a Canva workshop. And I was like, I need to know this woman. Absolutely love her. And that got me into diving into your YouTube and thinking about my own journey. So I have always done live events, workshops, speaking because I am a Forbes recognized entrepreneur as well as a award-winning business coach. So I've worked with about 650 founders from Sudan to Australia to the US to the UK, really build, grow, and scale their impact-led businesses. And through the kind of in-person route, I kept having these conversations over and over again. Founders, even though they might be starting various businesses, we all have those same highs and hurdles. And that's when I recognized the power of YouTube, being able to open up these conversations online, having everyone benefit from some accessible education. And that really sparked my interest in coming back to you a year later to start my own YouTube journey.
So I think when we first started talking, what was so interesting was our connection over impact and entrepreneurship, right? And I think, when I try to describe to people how I approach my business, I really try to lead with reckless generosity, where it's really like wanting to pour into people, supporting them in their journey, and just knowing that there's enough for everybody. And so just really wanting to celebrate others. And so when we started talking about, what you wanted to be known for, through that YouTube channel, I remember and I won't drop the names, but the comparison to other famous entrepreneurs and you saying like, I really want to lead with impact. It's not about, all the dollars. Like I really want people to build businesses that actually help change the world. And so I think that's what's going to be so exciting watching you do, because like I got the behind the scenes look at what's coming and what's already rolled out. And so I think just the beautiful journey of leaning into that even more, with you scaling to having video more involved in what you do, you're going to be able to help even more people than you were able to help before. And so I just think that's a beautiful part of your journey, is that you did have this established thing that was more face-to-face, and now you're using tech to create more of those face-to-face interactions through video format. So I'm really excited for more people to meet you, because I think go ahead.
I think you're absolutely right. Like, I think there's so many flavors of entrepreneurship. I'm not going to drop names, but usually, the pale male, stale, Silicon Valley entrepreneur, really not my vibe. So I want people to embrace, the way they solve problems, the way they build impact in their community. I mean, just being part of your community, seeing the impact you're making to people, empowering people with technology, sharing all these knowledge nuggets that, have changed my life. It's really just, for me, providing that accessible education, and why not through tech?
Now, I know that there was, I'm going to call it a refreshing of your brand, right? So during the journey that we worked together, you started talking about how you were trying to bring some things together and have them known under a different name. So I know you rolled out the podcast. And so you have the podcast and now you have the channel. So what specifically are people going to be able to see on your YouTube channel? Because you already got some shorts, but let's talk about what people can see when they go to your channel.
So absolutely. Like Lex said, podcast is great for those audio moments where you want to learn, get inspired, but the channel is really all about providing practical lessons. So really diving in, workshopping your idea, starting from, those early idea phase businesses to building your first landing page and growing and scaling to meet your North Star of impact. So I'm really excited to take some of these in-person workshops I've done previously, kind of formatting them in an online way. And it's really going to be an active dialogue between the videos, the resources, and it's really going to, be one of those channels where you can walk away and apply what you learned right away. Because that is what I'm about. Let's get practical.
And I think what was so fun too is like, as we started thinking about what content you would create for your channel, we really started thinking about where you wanted to take your business moving forward. And so what's so interesting, at least about how I approach YouTube, is you'll be able to see as these creators make more and more content, what they offer, because those playlists will be driving traffic to those offers within their business. And so we talked about, okay, well, although you're doing a lot of in-person stuff, you're going to start offering more courses and more things that people can do self-paced. And so I think what'll be so cool is that your channel is going to be, that appetizer that, okay, if you want the full meal, here's exactly where you need to go for that. And so I think having that very clear path is going to help your channel to grow your business, like Lex would say, with low energy, right? Like there's something so beautiful about YouTube where it's like, it's very transparent. It's very chill. It's not this, following the trends. It's really just being yourself and delivering value. And so I want to show people so they know how to find you. And by the way, I always brag when I show like my clients, because I'm like, guys, I did not start off looking this good. When I tell you what a mess, it's a journey. You got to start somewhere. So I absolutely love your cover art. I just love how just inspirational it appears, how you put that legacy and impact right at the top. And so you do already have a freebie available if people are to go to your channel. So let's talk about what your freebie is that's available now.
Yes. So my freebie is the Build Your Business with Zero Money ebook, because I feel like that's a conversation, a pick your brain moment people have with me. How do I get started when I have no budget? And you know what? There are so many free tools, resources. It's all about layering them to build that minimum viable product, get confidence before you ever invest a dime. So I'm really excited about that ebook. And my first proper video comes live this week. So be sure to subscribe so you will be the first to know.
Well, I have definitely subscribed to your channel and I am really looking forward to seeing what you create. And so the last thing I want to ask you, my dear friend, what would you say to someone who is interested in YouTube coaching with me?
Well, I can't say Lex's just run and do it, but I'm going to echo the similar sentiment. I was someone who was always kind of afraid of, putting myself out there. It's one thing to go into a workshop full of people, you get that live interaction. YouTube to me felt really, really, really intimidating. And I 100% think it's the best investment I've made to really expand my network, my reach, and also my mission of providing accessible entrepreneurship education. So it's one of these things where you met me where I was. So I not only build the hard skills of, how YouTube works, how to get those SEO, but also the confidence of this journey and how this is going to really pave the path in my business. So I'm pretty sure I'm not going to leave the nest as well. Lex and I are going to build a village in the back of the nest. But I highly, highly, highly recommend. Absolutely 100%.
You're so sweet. I think that's the funny part is like, I look at like all the people that I've had the chance to coach and I'm like, dang, now I need another program so we can still hang out.
Absolutely.
Because it's so inspiring to be surrounded by people that have such a servant heart. So I just want to thank you so much for the opportunity to work with you. And I cannot wait to see your first video. You said first proper video. You've been making video content. I've seen your content, but it's going to be a fantastic piece of content that's going to help a lot of people. And that ebook is like speaking from the heart. Like, I love growing a biz on a budget because it really gives more people an opportunity to thrive online, not having to think about, I've got to have thousands and thousands of dollars just to enter that space. So thank you so much for being here, friend. And go ahead and stick around. We'll do our little dance at the very end. But I am going to go snag Akua to bring her up and talk about what people can expect on her channel very next. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Can you hear me all right?
I can. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So guys, Akua has recently relocated. So life is just
Life.
I mean, I was like, honestly, you are so fearless. And I just really want to just pour into you right now, because when you have your mind made up, you just go. And I just think that is so phenomenal. So for people who are just now hearing about you, I really want you to just kind of give them like a quick synopsis of what does it look like to work with a storytelling strategist? Because this is a side of you that you do not brag about yourself enough. So I want to give you the floor.
First of all, let me just talk about how I'm on the floor, literally. Since you just said that you would give me the floor, I'm on the floor.
Oh my gosh.
Still waiting for furniture to come in. I just moved to Chicago, relocated from Minneapolis like a week ago together. So, but I was like, I had to come up here and, chat up with my girls. So, I'm gonna stop what I'm doing, honey, for you. I'm just kidding.
Love to see it.
Yes. But anyways, I am Akua Konadu, like LaShonda said. And for what I do is that I work with small business owners and SaaS companies, and I help them implement storytelling strategies into their marketing to just help make selling a lot easier, helping you feel more authentic and more aligned with yourself, and creating content that truly feels good to you, but also speaks to your target audience. So that looks like in a very variety of different ways. And so I usually work with people in a one-on-one intensive where we will create stories, the main stories that you need to be sharing as business owners, and then we will break that down into content, whether that will be a YouTube channel, for example, or if you want it to be a reel. It's really, really great way just to get to know yourself more and create a marketing strategy that works well for you. So that's a little bit what I do.
And I think the thing that's wonderful about leading with storytelling is that you can apply that to any platform, to speaking in person, to just communicating with your team.
Yeah.
Just having that mindset of structuring the things that you say through that perspective is huge.
It is. I mean, it really does. Storytelling, what I say all the time, because especially there's been so much conversation around AI. I mean, so many different things. I'm not pressed about AI. I'm not pressed about how social media is consistently evolving or anything like that, because the one thing that has never changed is storytelling. It has been constant. And so that's what I love about it, is that you literally use it in all aspects and area of your business. And it truly does do the heavy lifting for you. I'm not sitting there saying like, there's so many other important aspects in your business, of course, especially in marketing, right? But storytelling is just something that's so underutilized, I feel, or not used well. Because when you use it well, you can really see some awesome results. So yeah, I'm excited.
Well, and I think the one thing that I have said to you for a very long time is I was like, okay, you are the queen of storytelling. But when we put the camera on you, it is just like, you just have such a presence. Like, you are such a good speaker. And I'm like, you are depriving the internet by like not turning that camera on and letting people hear from you. Because there is just something so special about how comfortable you are on camera. Like, you are truly yourself. And I think that is really the joy of YouTube versus maybe some other platforms, is like, you really can just turn the camera on and talk,
just talk. Yeah.
And just share your heart, whether it's live or it's pre-recorded. And so I'm really excited to just watch that aspect of your business just blossom, because I'm like, this is a whole nother dynamic that people have not seen before,
I know, I'm really excited. And like, you were like, drop your YouTube link. I was like, girl, where? I don't have it yet. Oh my gosh, life is lifing. I'm just
Life is
life
lifing.
is lifing, but it's honestly because something which we've talked about, but I can't announce it yet. But something incredible has happened in my business, which has totally shifted everything. So it's now just like restructuring everything. But this YouTube channel is coming this fall. It absolutely is, definitely before the holidays, and I'm excited to really just provide these story-driven strategies and help people be proud of their journey as business owners, be proud of their journey just in life in general, and how we can use that to build something that is sustainable, to where you are confident in selling your services, to where you are confident in connecting with people and just being free to be you. I think that's why I just, when you say that I come off so natural on camera, I just feel so grateful for that, because it was just me leaning into my own story and not being ashamed of it. Even as a business owner, I still don't know everything as a business owner. I'm still constantly learning, and I implement my own journey and seasons as a business owner and share that with people. And I think that's been wonderful why I've been able to have the business that I have. And so I'm excited to have that translate also into YouTube. It's going to be fun. It should be a lot of fun.
No, it really is. And I think another thing to really like hone in on is with your podcast as well. Like when you started your podcast, you really had the perspective of providing a platform for people to share their stories. And so like that framework is already there. And we talked a lot in our coaching sessions about like, what would it look like for you to build a channel that would like supplement your business and give people, you know, an opportunity to learn more about storytelling directly from you. And so I would love to know, just because I know you are the queen of honesty. I'm going to give you the question and I'm going to hold on to my seat.
She's like holding her breath. Let me tell you about our girl LaShonda. Okay. I'm just kidding. She was the best. Absolutely amazing. And what I loved about working with you is that like you just took everything that I currently had and helped really just brainstorm some really innovative ways that I can show up in a different way in my own business, which is what I needed in this season. And that's what I'm really excited about. We brainstormed beyond YouTube, which I loved that, which was so helpful. And then to be able to carry that into YouTube, it was just really great. It was very personalized, which I loved. And I can't encourage people enough. Like YouTube is definitely the way to go, I think, right now with business owners. If you are tired with social media, and I, as a storytelling strategist, I'm sick of it. I mean, I'm still there, but you know, at times it can be sick of it. If you're looking for a new avenue and something that's very fresh, I really want to encourage you YouTube, and I really want to encourage you working with LaShonda, because I totally think that she's going to help you make a plan that is very tailored to you and what current season of life and business that you're in. So I can't speak it like highly enough. Like she already knows. I was going to say something real sassy, but I said, you know, let me amp her up real quick.
Like I said, guys, queen of honesty.
I was like, she did me dirty, y'all. I'm just telling you.
Absolutely not.
She did not. She would never. This just tells you how much our sessions are all the time. Like,
oh my gosh. Yes. You're getting insight to what it is like when we are on the private Zoom. But you know, I think what's been so cool about brainstorming where things are going in your business. And I do want to like hone in on this, is that a lot of people, they choose to not progress in certain marketing avenues because you're like, man, I don't have this, I don't have that. And it's like at a certain point, it's like you've got to start somewhere. Yeah. And I think that YouTube is so forgiving because it's like, okay, no one is really digging in the depths of your channel. You know, I remember when I first started, and I tell people all the time, like I could not show my face. I literally was like behind the screen recording. Now click here. Yeah. Now drag here. And that's what I could do. And so that's how I showed up, you know? And as my business changed, as opportunities opened up, I started to share more and more of myself. And so I think what is so great is like, as your life changes, I think your channel is going to reflect that. I think people are going to get some of that behind the scenes look at how I'm not going to say a word about what's coming next, but guys, I just want you to know Akua is a woman to watch, and there will be lots of opportunities for you to keep learning from her, because I think what's so wonderful about what you bring to the internet is just this permission to lean in, lean into whatever it is that you're doing, and just that authenticity on full display really disarms people. You know, people feel comfortable around you, Akua, because you put them at ease. your joy, your commitment to you showing up as you every time you're in the room, it makes a difference. And so I know that you are working on some wonderful things behind the scenes. And so people will get to see that very soon.
Very, very soon. Yeah.
Very, very soon.
It was finalized yesterday. So
oh, really?
Joy. I was like, what? Like it's happening? Okay.
So it's going to be great. And
Yeah.
in front of everyone here on the live stream, seriously, I'm so freaking proud of you. And I'm so glad I'm going to be able to just watch your journey on full display. So guys, you do need to go seek her out. And your website is phenomenal.
Yes.
So if you guys want to book her for an intensive, if you want to learn more about storytelling, I'll go ahead and put that up on screen as well. Yeah. Because you also already have a freebie with your quiz, right?
Yeah. Yes. I have my storytelling quiz to learn what kind of storyteller you are. But then I also have another freebie, which is a newer one. But that one is how to find your voice on social media. So that's also on there. So definitely check it out. If not, to send me a DM on Instagram. I love to chat with people to even see like if the storytelling intensive is a good fit for you, like, or if you have any questions, like don't be afraid to reach out to me. I'm always in the DMs. I love sending voice notes and chatting it up with people. LaShonda knows because she gets a lot of them. And so
yes, I do.
She can confirm. So if you want to talk to me, just like definitely hit me up. I'm always here to support and help because if I can't help you, I know people that can. So yeah, but I'm excited. I'm so stoked. But I just love what you said earlier too. Like you just have to start sometimes because the thing is, as business owners, we just have to work with what we have. You have to work with what you have. And because you already have everything that you need. Whatever season you're in, you already have everything that you need. And so just lean into that. And then that just determines your next step. And I think that's just something that's so important. So that's why I'm excited for YouTube. I don't have a lot, but I'm gonna do it, girl. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna figure it out. So because right, you don't know where that journey will take you. So it's like, just work with what you have. You have everything that you need and just go forward. Come from a place of curiosity. So and just be excited for the journey. So I'm excited for my own YouTube journey. And if you're getting ready to start one, let's just start a support group together, honey, because we're going through it.
And on that note, I want to bring everybody up on the screen. Oh my goodness.
I'm here for the support group.
100%. Let's do it.
I feel like that's the moral of the story is entrepreneurs need more support.
Yes, absolutely.
There's no shortage of opportunity for that. So I tell people, I'm like the grandma in the room, like, okay, kids, it's time for our boomerang. I don't even know if people still do it. I'm doing it because I like it. So
when was the last time we saw that? Millennials, am I right? We're all
millennials. More millennial than that. All right.
Oh my God.
So I want you guys to take a minute and just give me a little movement. All right.
Okay.
So
I have props. Are you ready?
Yes. I love that.
1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh, Lex, I wasn't ready. Hold on. I can't. Okay, I'm gonna save it. I literally am the elderly person in the room. Okay, I'm ready. I can do this. I can do it.
You can do it.
I can do it. All right, ready, set, go. I could not. Oh my gosh. So obviously, these women are people you need in your life. So find them on the internet. I'm going to update the description on this live stream so that you guys can stay connected. But again, I am so grateful that you were here. And I really just wanted an opportunity to tell you in front of everyone how deeply proud of you I am and how grateful I am for each and every one of you. So thank you for letting me brag about you and put you on the internet because you guys mean a lot to me. So I am going to do my very classic outro, friends. And don't y'all leave. You stay in the green room after I end the stream, okay? Until next time, ta-ta for now.